Hi, my name is Dorian Greenow. I am with the founder of Keto Mojo. So some people actually call me Mr. Mojo. My goal in life, well, of recent life, in this period of my life, has to bring about affordable ketone testing. Back in 2015, I was 207 pounds. I was on antidepressants. My life was in a downward spiral, and I knew something had to change. And a good friend of mine, Todd White of Dry Farm Wines, had said, "Oh, you got to cut out the white devils, those white devils there." And it's almost like a preacher the way he was saying that. So I looked into the ketogenic diet, and I looked at the science behind it, and I was like, this makes sense. So I started my keto journey, and I was testing with an Abbott meter at that time. And I'm not one to count carbs, and I'm not one to track my macros, but I knew that if I could use the meter to change the way I was eating and eat to the actual meter, then it became simple. And you started to test a lot to begin with. It was like on this testing curve. And then over a while, I needed to test less and less because I was always in ketosis from the foods that I was consuming. But it bothered me that Abbott was charging $4 a strip. I'm looking at this tiny, itty bitty bit of plastic, and I'm going $4? $4? Really? And then you start looking and you start hunting on eBay to try and get something a little bit cheaper. It's almost like you're looking for a dealer. And I'm like, come on, I'm in the USA. That we have to be better than this. Why am I trying to hunt in a back alley to find cheap ketone strips? And so then there was the search of how do we do this? So I went to 100 different manufacturers. And I cross-matched that to all of the FDA regulations that was available and said who had the 510Ks to do it until I could find a few manufacturers that we could use or potentially use. And I went to Abbott, and I went to Nova, and I went to PTS Diagnostics in California. And Abbott wouldn't even talk to me. Nova's price was just ridiculous. I mean, the goal is test 3 times a day for less than the cost of a latte. And that's what it has to be to have affordable testing. Unfortunately, PTS Diagnostics, I was great, California company, this is going to be super cool. But they came on in at almost $2 a strip. And eventually I found a company that was willing to work with me, was willing to work on price, that was more accurate in glucose measurement than almost any other meter that was on the market. It's only got 5 milligrams under 100 mgdl, which means you've got a 5% variance. And what most people don't know is that a glucose meter can be out by 20%. This is by federal regulation. So we managed to get a better, tighter glucose measurement and as good, or if not better, I would say, than the Abbott with a 7% standard of deviation. So finally now we have a product with the Keto Mojo to bring affordable testing to the keto community. And it is our goal to drive that price down as much as possible. And that's why I guarantee ketone strips. If you join our Founders Club and buy the meter, there'll be 99 cents for life. And we guarantee the meter for life as well, that person's life, which is even more on that. And I think once people can test, and once they have affordable testing, it will change the paradigm of the whole keto diet. Because right now it's 20 grams. Is that total? Is that net for carbs? What's that person's individual carb edge? And when you can work that out, then the diet becomes unique to you and the way that you want to move forward with your lifestyle. Our goal at Keto Mojo is to fundamentally change the paradigm of food in America. And this is a pretty kind of lofty goal. We're in the process of setting up a foundation, and we're going to use the profits from it to fund the foundation, which will fund science and ketogenic science. Because I truly believe that with great science, we can prove to say that we need to change the food pyramid. And once, and you've got to rip that from the hands of the USDA, because it's the fox guarding the hen house here. They're making the food pyramid because it's matching the subsidies on agriculture. But if we could put that in the hands of the Surgeon General, and if we could then say, look, here is the science, we need to change the pyramid, then once the food pyramid gets changed, you can then say, hold on, USDA, you need to be promoting a healthy nation. And now the only way you can do that is with a boring piece of legislation called the Farm Bill. And that should be the goal that we move forward, because why are we spending $382 billion a year on diabetes and type 2 diabetes when with a simple ketogenic diet you could reverse the ravages of that, and everybody benefits by having a healthy nation?